Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos, it's the place to go. Game tips, rants, tactics, and more. What you'll find here, you can never be sure.
Hi guys, welcome to the episode. This time around we're doing Medal of Honor again, and I want to touch on just general tips and tactics that'll kind of port across the different game types and modes of the game. So it's just things that you'll be able to use no matter what you're playing. Although they may not apply to hardcore, not all of them, because of the limitations that are applied to that game type, or game style, whatever you want to call hardcore. But in general, a few things I want to touch on is the mini-map. First off, with the mini-map up in the left-hand corner there, I mean, it's one of the most obvious features of the game, and but it seems like a lot of people don't use it. Although I will admit, more and more, I believe people are getting used to using that map, because every time I go loud, people find me in a hurry, and that's one thing it's good for. Every time your enemy goes loud, if he's firing an unsuppressed weapon, he's going to ping on your mini-map his location and the direction he's facing. It's going to help you find them and which way they're facing, so that you can plan your strategies out accordingly. And one of the other wonderful benefits, giving the limited communications going on in this game, is just you can keep an eye on your team. You'll have points where you're working around a building or something. You look at the mini map, you see a couple of guys coming up behind you, and if they cut up one side of the building, there's no use to turn around and add to that. I mean, you can go on around. So even though you're not communicating vocally, you can kind of keep an eye on it and adjust your tactics on the fly as you play. So the mini map's just a wonderful thing, and try to get into the habit of taking advantage of that. I mean, in general, and here's another tip, you're going to want to kind of move a little slower than most shooters, given the situation of the gameplay. It's wild, and I mean, so you're going to want to move a little slower. You want to move with cover. I mean, of course, these are just general things that are out there, and everybody knows, but a lot of people don't practice, and it's kind of funny because everybody knows to take your time, move slow, throw smoke, move from cover to cover, be careful where and when you go loud. A lot of people don't practice it. So just try to get in the habit of practicing those things. You get wound up in the moment, sometimes it's difficult. And you'll see a couple more things. All your score chains. I got it right this time, score chains. You want to really assess the situation when you get those. Sometimes the offensive ones are going to be, they're going to suit your situation better. Other times the defensive ones are. I mean, that's pretty obvious, and everybody knows it, but in practice, I don't see it applied that way. In practice, I see a lot of rocket and mortar drops. A lot. And I mean, in my experience so far, for the vast majority of the time, it seems like the defensive ones are the better play. I mean, you got guaranteed points, and you're helping out your whole team achieve the objective. I mean, if it's team deathmatch or a team assault, then I'm probably going to be raining down the offensive ones all day long, unless things are in a bad situation. But for the objective game types, most scenarios, you're better off with the defensive ones. But again, it's situational. I mean, if you're choosing, a second or third tier score chain, and you look and you already see the defensive equivalent has already been deployed by another member of your team, then burn the offensive one, unless you just want to hold on to it. So I mean, play it by ear. Another note on that is, if like, let's say match ammo or full metal jackets or flak jackets or something, if you already see that icon on your screen, it's already been deployed. You deploying it again doesn't double it up, so just be aware of that. And it doesn't really add to anything. You're burning it. The only people that would benefit from that are the folks that have died from the time the first one was kicked off and the time you kick yours off, because when you die you lose it, so you would be replenishing it for those folks, but those would be really the only ones that are getting the benefit of it. So if you want to set on one for a little while one runs out, you're probably better off doing that. Yeah, did you see that pistol duel there just a second ago? It was one of my favorite parts of this match. It was full on Wild West style. I even gave him time to reload his pistol and come around when we had it out. That was I remember when that happened in this match. That was a good time. So here, like on sector control, I think I hit on it. It's what we're looking at here is basic domination, what we're used to in most shooters. It is a little different than what you see in Bad Company 2 in that it's not based on spawn ticket bleed, so you're not trying to run your other team out of spawn tickets. It's more of the classical, you get points for holding the controls. So the more controls you hold for the longer time, the faster your score builds up. First one to reach the limit wins. Piece of cake. It's pretty easy, but it seems like a lot of people can't wrap their mind around it, because I see a lot of guys playing this like Team Assault. I don't care how many kills you get. I mean, sure, fine, it looks good on the flash at the end of the screen, but as far as points for winning or losing the game, it doesn't matter. I mean, get the kills you need to get the objectives and make the points that need to be made by your team. So, I mean, if you're setting back, and this hillside I'm on here is really bad for that. You'll get guys that just crawl into these rocks, sit there, and will not move. There's been times that I've been on a team and it's just me playing, and I've had them push us all the way back to Alpha, and we're doing the best we can to fight them out of Alpha just to hold it. And halfway down the hill, 50 feet from Bravo, to be 2 or 3 guys camped out on a rock, just sitting there, and will not move. So, it's an objective game, guys. If you want to play Assault, play Assault. But, if you're going to play Sector Control, get out there and help your team out. And it doesn't mean you have to Rambo run for the control points, but you should be doing something to support the team, cover fire, suppressing enemies. You have to work together to win these things. But that was just a quick one. Sector Control. Few tips. I told you I'd get you some in this time. So we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. See ya.
You've already been told. We're all just gamers.